The 1970s gave us some of the most brilliant trucks ever engineered. Machines with bold designs, powerful engines, and ideas way ahead of their time. But even greatness isn't always enough. Some of these trucks were incredible on paper, and even better on the road. Yet they still flopped. Bad timing, high prices, fuel crises, and misunderstood innovation crushed them before they ever had a chance. Get ready, because these are the 10 trucks from the 1970s that were truly great, but failed anyway. Number 1. International Transstar CO-4070B, 1970. The International Transstar CO-4070B was one of the most visually striking and technologically forward trucks of the early 1970s. At a time when cabovers were still the kings of American highways, the CO-4070B stood out with its bold styling, wide stance, and commanding aerodynamic profile. Drivers appreciated its massive windshield, which provided unmatched visibility during long hauls. The cab design was more modern than competitors, offering better ergonomics, improved seating, and easier access to controls. Under the cab, the truck came equipped with some of the most reliable power plants of the era, including the legendary Detroit diesel 8V71 and multiple Cummins NTC engines that delivered both power and efficiency. But despite its brilliance, the Transtar CO-4070B became a victim of forces much bigger than itself. The mid to late 1970s brought major changes that reshaped the trucking world forever. US length laws were relaxed, allowing longer conventional trucks to operate, and suddenly cabovers like the CO-4070B were no longer necessary for maximizing trailer length. Conventional cabs were quieter, easier to maintain, and far more comfortable for long-distance drivers who often lived inside their trucks for weeks at a time. The CO-4070B, despite being an exceptional truck, was tied to a format that was dying. International also failed to keep the truck updated fast enough to compete with advancements from Freightliner and Kenworth. Manufacturing costs were rising, fleets were tightening budgets, and the demand for premium cabovers evaporated almost overnight. In the end, the Transtar CO-4070B became an engineering success, but a commercial casualty. It was a truck that deserved a better era, one where innovation mattered more than regulations and economics. Number 2. GMC Astro 95, 1970. The GMC Astro 95 remains one of the most futuristic-looking American cabovers ever produced. Its tall, wide windshield delivered an aircraft-like driving experience, giving drivers a panoramic view of the road unmatched by any competitor. This design wasn't just for looks, it improved safety, maneuverability, and visibility in tight city environments. The lightweight aluminum cab cut down on fuel consumption, and the truck's overall layout made it surprisingly easy to service. Under the cab, the Astro had Detroit diesel workhorses such as the 8V71 that were known for reliability and high RPM performance. Fleet owners also appreciated its competitive pricing and parts availability. So why did the Astro fail despite being a genuinely good truck? The answer lies in GM's internal decisions. The 1970s were a turbulent decade for automotive manufacturers, and GM shifted its focus away from heavy-duty Class 8 trucks. While competitors were aggressively innovating, adding better aerodynamics, more efficient engines, and improved driver comforts, GM essentially froze development of the Astro. It received almost no significant updates throughout the decade. Drivers saw it as outdated even though the basic truck was still excellent. Sales began declining rapidly, and GM responded by investing even less in the product line. It became a self-destructive cycle. By the early 1980s, the Astro was hopelessly behind the times, and fleets that once trusted GMC began switching to Freightliner, Kenworth, Mack, and Peterbilt. The Astro 95 wasn't a failure because the truck was bad. It failed because the company behind it abandoned it. Today, collectors love the Astro for its bold design, but in its own era, it became another example of wasted potential. Number 3. Ford W-Series COEs, 1975. Ford entered the 1970s with a strong lineup of heavy-duty trucks, including the W-Series cabovers. These trucks were rugged, versatile, and designed for a wide range of applications from regional haulage to cross-country trucking. Their boxy cab design, while simple, was practical, offering decent visibility and better interior space than many cabovers of the time. Ford gave the trucks multiple powertrain options, including Caterpillar diesel engines, Detroit diesel two-strokes, and Ford's own gas engines for lighter-duty fleets. For their price, they were considered good value, affordable, reliable, and built with the stamp of Ford toughness. Drivers appreciated how maneuverable the W-Series trucks were, especially in tight urban environments and crowded loading docks. The cab was easier to tilt for maintenance, and parts availability was strong thanks to Ford's enormous dealer network. For many small fleet owners, the W-Series offered a dependable alternative to more expensive brands like Peterbilt or Kenworth. But despite all the strengths, the W-Series never achieved the sales it should have. Ford's corporate strategy was shifting dramatically during the decade. The company put its attention into F-Series pickups and medium-duty trucks, the segments where Ford made real money. Heavy-duty Class 8 trucks, including the W-Series, became afterthoughts. Ford's lack of reinvestment in the line caused the trucks to lag behind the competition. Meanwhile, Ford's dealer support for heavy rigs weakened as fewer locations kept parts in stock or trained technicians on the big W-Series models. As the market evolved and demand for more comfortable conventional trucks grew, the W-Series quietly faded away. Ford's inability to commit to the heavy truck market ultimately doomed a product line that should have been far more successful. Number 4. Mack Cruise Liner, 1975. The Mack Cruise Liner was an ambitious creation, a cabover designed not for basic utility, but for driver comfort and long-haul premium performance. Mack sought to build something that could compete with the best from Peterbilt and Kenworth, and in many ways it succeeded. The cruise liner had a spacious cab equipped with better insulation, ergonomic seating, and improved airflow. It offered strong Mack powertrains, including the renowned Mack Maxodyne and Econodyne engines that provided excellent pulling power at low RPMs. The Maxotorque transmissions were also praised for their durability and smooth shifting under load. For drivers accustomed to noisy, cramped cabovers, the cruise liner felt almost luxurious. Its ride quality was better than most COEs available in the mid-70s, and the truck became a favorite among operators who valued comfort on long-distance routes. The design was sleek and modern, with clean lines that made it stand out on American highways. Yet, despite all these advantages, the cruise liner suffered from terrible timing. The mid-1970s marked the beginning of the end for cabovers in the United States. New length regulations meant conventional trucks with long noses could now run legally without sacrificing trailer length, instantly making life easier for drivers who preferred quieter, more spacious cabs. The demand for premium cabovers collapsed, and the cruise liner became a casualty of a shrinking market segment. Additionally, Mack's brand identity at the time was heavily rooted in vocational trucks, dump trucks, mixers, and construction rigs, not luxury long-haul tractors. Many fleet owners simply didn't associate Mack with comfort-oriented highway trucks. As a result, the cruise liner, despite its quality, never reached the sales numbers it deserved. Number 5. White Road Boss 2, late 1970s. The White Road Boss 2 is remembered today as one of the most durable and capable trucks of the late 1970s. Built for serious work, the Road Boss 2 was a favorite among drivers in heavy haul, logging, oil field, and construction industries. It featured a strong steel cab, excellent visibility, and a rugged chassis that could handle enormous stress. The truck offered buyers a wide range of power plants, including Cummins big cam engines, Detroit diesel two-stroke V8s, and other dependable options suitable for the toughest hauling tasks. The Road Boss 2 had a reputation for being nearly indestructible, making it a top choice for severe duty environments. Drivers loved its no-nonsense design. Everything about the truck was built for reliability, from the thick frame rails to the simple but functional interior layout. The Road Boss 2 delivered excellent torque, stable handling, and strong pulling power in rough conditions where many highway-oriented trucks struggled. For fleets operating in challenging terrain, the Road Boss 2 represented confidence and long-term durability. But even the best trucks cannot survive when the parent company is falling apart. White Motor Corporation suffered enormous financial trouble throughout the 1970s. Poor management decisions, economic recessions, and competition from rapidly growing brands placed enormous strain on White. As the company spiraled toward bankruptcy, customers became nervous. Many refused to buy trucks from a manufacturer whose future was uncertain. Parts supply grew inconsistent, warranty support weakened, and dealers struggled to maintain inventory. Even though the Road Boss 2 was a fantastic truck mechanically, trust in the brand collapsed. Buyers migrated to Mack, Pete, KW, and Freightliner, manufacturers with stable futures. When White finally went bankrupt, the Road Boss 2 disappeared with it. A great truck, but not even greatness can save a machine from corporate collapse. Number 6. Peterbilt 352, 1970 to 1979. The Peterbilt 352 was one of the most recognizable cabover trucks of the 1970s. With its iconic boxy design, durable all-aluminum construction, and unmistakable Peterbilt badge on the front. It was a truck built with the same quality standards as the brand's legendary conventional models, offering impressive reliability and excellent road performance. Drivers appreciated the truck's strong Cummins and Detroit diesel power options, which made the 352 a dependable long-haul machine capable of handling both flatlands and mountainous routes with confidence. The cab, although tight compared to modern standards, was well-built, functional, and designed with the driver in mind, offering good visibility and ergonomic placement of controls. But even with all its strengths, the Peterbilt 352 never reached the level of success it deserved, and the reason wasn't mechanical. It was cultural. During the 1970s, Peterbilt was becoming synonymous with long hood conventionals like the legendary 359. Owner-operators loved the chrome, the stretched wheelbase, the massive hoods, and the powerful engines sticking out the front. These conventionals weren't just trucks, they were status symbols. The 352, being a cabover, lacked that image. It was practical, but not glamorous. As length laws changed, fleets and independent truckers no longer needed cabovers to maximize trailer size. This shift severely hurt the 352's sales. Many drivers who could have purchased the 352 simply chose its more popular sibling, the 359, which was quieter, more comfortable, and easier to maintain. So while the 352 was an excellent machine, it became overshadowed by the growing dominance of conventional trucks, especially those from Peterbilt's own lineup. Today, the 352 is celebrated by collectors for its durability and classic looks, but in the 1970s it simply lived in the shadow of a superstar. Number 7. Kenworth K100. Early 1970s. Models. The Kenworth K100 is one of the most iconic cabovers in trucking history, but what many people forget is that its early 1970s versions were not major commercial hits. The K100 was a well-engineered machine, boasting an aluminum cab, strong Cummins and Detroit diesel engines, and a design that made it easier to service compared to earlier Kenworth COEs. It featured improved aerodynamics for its time, had a better driver position, and offered smoother ride quality than competing cabovers. The K100 was built with Kenworth's trademark ruggedness, giving it a reputation for longevity that still impresses collectors today. Yet despite these advantages, the early models didn't sell as well as expected. The problem was not the truck, it was the market. Kenworth's strongest customer base in the 1970s was made up of owner-operators who overwhelmingly preferred long-hood conventionals like the W900. These drivers enjoyed personalizing their rigs, adding chrome, stretching frames, and building trucks that reflected their identity. The K100, being a cabover, didn't offer the same aesthetic appeal or comfort for long-distance hauling. It was practical, but not something people bought to show off. On top of that, cabovers were beginning to lose favor in the US as soon as length laws changed. Many fleets transitioned toward conventionals for their easier maintenance and better sleeping cabins. The K100 wouldn't become a massive hit until later in the decade, especially after the introduction of the Aerodyne sleeper cab in 1976 made it more appealing to long-haul drivers. In its early years, however, the K100 was a great truck that simply hadn't yet found its moment. Number 8. Volvo F88. North American market, 1970 to 1976. In Europe, the Volvo F88 is a legend, a durable, fuel-efficient workhorse that helped redefine reliability in long-distance trucking. It was praised for its comfortable cab, efficient engines, and commitment to driver safety at a time when many manufacturers still overlooked ergonomics. The F88 offered advanced features like improved crash protection, well-thought-out interiors, and reliable diesel engines that delivered excellent mileage. European drivers loved its ease of use, maneuverability, and long service life. But when Volvo tried to introduce the F88 into the United States market during the 1970s, it faced overwhelming obstacles. American trucking in that era revolved around high-horsepower engines, massive chrome conventionals, and a culture that celebrated noise, power, and individuality. The F88, with its modest European horsepower ratings, smaller cabover design, and plain appearance, could not satisfy American expectations. Fleet owners complained that the truck lacked power compared to American V8 diesels from Cummins and Detroit. Drivers disliked the smaller cab space and unfamiliar layout. On top of this, Volvo struggled with limited dealer coverage and a poor parts distribution network in North America. Repairs took longer, parts shipments were slow, and technicians weren't fully trained on the truck's European systems. Even though the F88 was arguably better built than many American trucks of the same era, the market simply wasn't ready for it. The truck wasn't bad, it was excellent, but it entered a place where it didn't fit. The F88 became a case study in how a truck can fail not because of engineering, but because of cultural and logistical barriers. Number 9. Mercedes-Benz NG new generation trucks in the US, mid-1970s. The Mercedes-Benz NG series was one of the most advanced truck platforms in the world. When it launched in the mid-90s in Europe and many international markets, these trucks became famous for their remarkable durability, driver comfort, and engineering refinement. They offered smooth-running diesel engines, advanced braking systems, highly ergonomic cabs, and exceptional reliability over long distances. Mercedes built these trucks to operate for decades, even under severe conditions. However, when the NG series was introduced to the US market, it faced massive resistance. American truckers in the 1970s wanted big, loud diesel engines with huge displacement and strong low-end torque. They wanted long hood conventionals with large sleepers, customizable interiors, and chrome everywhere. The boxy Mercedes cabover, with its quiet engine, restrained design, and European layout, simply didn't match American tastes. The horsepower ratings were also lower than what US long-haul drivers were accustomed to, leading many to label the trucks as underpowered, even though they were more efficient. Cost was another major barrier. Mercedes trucks were significantly more expensive than American competitors. Fleets questioned whether the higher purchase price was worth it, especially when fuel economy was not yet a major priority in the US trucking industry. Parts availability was limited, dealer networks were small, and maintenance required technicians familiar with European engineering, something many service shops lacked. Despite being an amazing truck globally, the Mercedes-Benz NG series became a commercial failure in the US simply because it was too different, too expensive, and too unfamiliar for the market at the time. Number 10. Diamond Reo Royale, 1974. The Diamond Reo Royale was one of the most impressive heavy-duty trucks of the 1970s, combining rugged construction with premium interior comfort. The Royale was a serious attempt to compete with the top-tier long-haul machines from Kenworth, Peterbilt, and Mack. Its cab was more refined than most trucks of the era, featuring plush upholstery, better insulation, high-quality materials, and improved noise control. For drivers spending weeks on the road, the Royale offered a level of comfort that few trucks could match. Under the hood, it offered powerful engines from Cummins and Detroit diesel, making it capable of hauling heavy loads with ease. The truck quickly gained a loyal following, especially among owner-operators who wanted a durable yet comfortable rig without paying the premium price of a Peterbilt or Kenworth. The Royale delivered strong performance, smooth highway handling, and excellent longevity, everything a long-distance driver could ask for. But none of that mattered in the end because Diamond Reo, the company behind the truck, was collapsing financially. The 1970s recession, fuel crises, and internal mismanagement pushed the brand to the brink. By 1975, Diamond Reo had filed for bankruptcy. This devastated fleet confidence, no matter how good the Royale was, Buyers were unwilling to invest in a truck from a company that might not survive long enough to support parts or warranty service. The Royale is remembered today as a rare, almost legend. It had the engineering, the comfort, and the performance to become a major player in the long-haul market. But timing and corporate instability doomed it before it could reach its full potential. These 1970s trucks deserved to be legends, but the world just wasn't ready for them. Their ideas, their engineering, and their designs all shaped the trucks we drive today, even if they never got the success they earned. If you enjoyed this look at brilliant machines that history forgot, hit like, subscribe, and tell me which truck you think deserved a second chance. Thanks for watching, because the next video uncovers even more forgotten vehicles that were ahead of their time and paid the price.